Hello guys, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to etch with a battery charger. You can etch metal. So you are going to need a few things. You're going to need a cotton ball, just a regular old size cotton ball. You're going to need Q-tip. This is that same regular size cotton ball, torn in half and kind of wadded up. Black tape, metal that you want to etch on. These are the stickers. It is a vinyl sticker with a piece of transfer paper over it. This is a one-time use sticker. You're going to need, sorry the camera angle's weird because of the way I'm doing it, acetone. Clean everything with acetone before you put your stickers on. Windex with ammonia. Tape measure for put your stickers on. Make sure they're straight. Salt. Apple cider vinegar. Container for salt and apple cider vinegar. And what I do is I'll usually use a tablespoon of salt, ounce or maybe ounce and a half of the vinegar. You're going to shake it up, let the salt and vinegar mix. You're going to need an old battery charger. Now the new ones, they don't work as well, just for the fact of they've got new circuit boards in them, and they have safety issues and stuff with them that if you don't get enough current from one side to the other, then it won't ever kick on, so be it. Those are more the digital era, so you need an analog battery charger. You can pick these up from Goodwill store, garage sales, whatever, $5-10, very cheap. Apple cider vinegar is going to cost you, I think it was like $1.50 for this bottle. Salt, I mean, it's $1 or $2, a big thing. So mainly your only cost to doing this is buying your stickers, getting somebody to cut them out, so on and so forth. So this is what we're etching. I put the sticker on here. It's still got the transfer paper on it. I still got to do that, and I'll show you all how I do all that stuff. So let me set this phone up to where you can see. Maybe get that light out of your eye. I can't really help this one back here because it's a shop light. So, all right, take this. You're going to need a pair of tweezers to help you with take the transfer paper off. I use the back side of a razor blade right here. After I clean the blade with acetone, I'll put the sticker on. I'll rub the back side of that on here to make sure I got all the air bubbles, gaps, whatever out. So use your tweezers, pull your transfer tape off, which will just leave your sticker on, and of course that tore. I had it all set up to where it'd go easy, but anyway, it happens. Okay, that side's off. We'll take this other side off. So now all that is left is just the sticker. And the reason you got the transfer paper is you got, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little gap in the L4 that comes down, the 4 part. It's split up here, and then this piece right here. Well, that just holds it all together, the transfer tape. Anyway, take your electrical tape and just kind of doctor up around it. Cover wood, other metal, Sometimes this stuff does splatter. It doesn't do like a lot of splatter, but it's just better off to go ahead and protect what you don't want etch on, because if this salt water and vinegar solution gets on something, because essentially we're going to electrically charge the metal. So I do it like this. I cover up everything around it because it does bubble. You'll see while I'll do the video. And a lot of times on the end, I'll just take a little piece of a rag or something and put on here. Which I'll explain all this as I go. So get that covered up. The black tape kind of serves two different purposes for this application. First of all, it's going to protect whatever from splatter. And then second of all, it will act as a leveler for this knife to sit on. Because we are going to be using liquid, and liquid does like to travel to its lowest point. So the flatter the better. It's not mandatory. Purely just a suggestion. And y'all can take this for what it's worth. I mean, you may see something that you might want to do different, and by all means have at it. I'm just trying to give you a cheaper option than spending $400 on the commercial machine that they sell to do this with. So, got this all protected up. Now up here, I got this. It's just paper, right? Because I want to be able to get to an end of the metal. Therefore, brings our battery charger into play. Positive. Clips onto the metal. That's the red side, the positive. Now, most of these battery chargers are going to have 2 amp, 10 amp, just depending on what you get. Just using my tweezers to kind of level this a little more. So positive side is to the knife, which we will be etching today. The negative side is going to be for our half of a cotton ball. So I've shaken my solution up a couple times. You know, I'll take the Q-tip and I'll stir it around. And a lot of this salt is gonna, you know, it'll dissolve in the vinegar. But I'll do that, and then I'll take my little cotton ball. And this is a half of a cotton ball, and you don't want it too loose, so I kind of wad it and roll it up a little bit. I'll take it like this. Solution. I'll dip it in there, I'll dip it on the bottom, because some of that salt's gonna reside on the bottom. Now you want this pretty wet, but you don't want it like dripping wet, so you can dab it on the side. So I take this, see where my fingers are pinched? Look, I hold on this side, put no pressure on it basically. Now you got a little, looks like a spit wad, right? But it's got that little end on it. That's where the negative comes in on your battery charger. Pinch it. See, just like that. Now, what you do is when you make contact with this negative space, it's going to start bubbling. Here, I'll even show you the... I have to have this camera one way, and it kind of, I don't like it, but when I hit it, see the needle move? That's me hitting that solution. So the solution is on the thingamajig, the black, your negative. And you're going to put it on you're going to put it onto whatever you want to etch. And like I said, I'm just etching a knife. Y'all can etch whatever you want to. So when you put it on here, if you listen good enough, you might even be able to hear it bubble. So anyway, this stuff is bubbling. See, and it's turning the cotton ball is going to turn black. So you don't need a lot of pressure. Just sit it down on there. And see how it makes a little puddle? Well, that's why I got the tape on there so it doesn't touch anything that I don't want to do. But you're gonna pretty much cook that juice out of that half that cotton ball. And it does get hot. It will produce some heat. So depending on how thick or thin that you're doing, you may want to take that into consideration. Now see, when I said the cotton ball needs to be wet, it does need to be wet. But it doesn't have to always be that wet. Like that. And that one I smashed a little bit of the liquid out back into the reservoir. The bowl that I mixed it up in over here. Now, as cheap as this material is, you know, even if you contaminate what else you got in there for $2 or $3, I mean, you can make a ton of these batches of stuff. So I'm just going to cook this, and you can hear it sizzling. And it's going to turn the cotton ball black because, yes, you are putting an electric charge through this metal. And that cotton ball is actually grabbing up the metal that you are etching into, removing from what you're etching, which today is this knife. So we're going to do that until basically we cook all the liquid out of it. And kind of roll it around, you know. You don't want to touch the metal to the metal because it'll shock, send a spark, whatever. So basically your conductor is that cotton ball with the solution on it. And I used to use Q-tips, but Q-tips, you'd have to use 2 or 3 of them. To where this does pretty good. And if you need a little more solution, just dip it back in there and get a little solution on it. And that'll take, you know, a couple minutes per side. You know, this step of the process. But guys, you don't have to go out and spend $400 for a commercial machine that what they're going to send you is they're going to send you a little box that plugs in. They're going to send you a clamp, basically to clamp onto whatever you're going to do. And then they're going to, this thing, it won't be a cotton ball, it's just going to be a little pad, but you're going to change out the pad, get it wet, and then do the exact same thing. So unless you just want to spend big money, you don't have to. So I've cooked all the stuff out of this. And now you can use 2 cotton balls if you want to. Just depends on how deep of an etch that you would like. So I'll flip this over, put it on the other side, grab another little piece of my cotton ball. It's just, that's all it is. It's just torn in half. It's probably a little bigger than a marshmallow that you put in hot chocolate. Everybody can relate to that, I think. So I'll dip that in there, squeeze out a little bit of the juice because I don't want it just dripping. You know, you want to try to contain it to what you're etching and not go over or whatever, and then I'll go do the other side. I mean, and just barely touching it, I just barely touched it. and it turns yellow, you know, it's already starting to eat into that metal. So we'll do this side too. And you're going to hear it bubble and popping. That just means it's working. But you're sending that electric charge through there. And basically your negative grabs the charge through. It brings it through to the negative side. Which also, you know, you can do electro cleaning of cast iron, whatnot. It's kind of the same principle, but there's a few different little techniques to it. It's more of a submersion technique to where this is a topical. Well, we're just going to sit here and let this cook. And while it's cooking, it's just sitting, it's just eating into that metal, which is what we want. And it'll sit here and bubble and bubble and bubble, and it'll get like a brown foam on it and everything else. Well, that's where your cotton ball can come back in if you think that you're getting on the side of the tape over there or whatever. You know, because it does produce heat, and your tape is adhesive. So if you get too much heat going in it, of course it's probably going to melt your adhesive. So you want to take your time. You don't want to really rush, but it's not rocket science, you know. But the point is, you don't have to buy $300-400 piece of machinery to do something with what you've got already sitting in your garage, I'm sure. And if you don't, you can get it from Goodwill for next to nothing. But no, you can't go out and just buy a brand new battery charger and expect to do it, because it won't work. So I about cooked all the juice out of this side. Like I said, it just depends on how deep you want the etch, because it'll keep going as much as you want to etch it. I'm sure you could etch all the way through it if you wanted to. I don't know why you'd want to, because that wouldn't be etching. Alright, so make sure your battery posts are connected to something that is not electric conducive. Unplug that, you know, safety first. Most of you guys are on the level that you probably shouldn't have to explain that to if you're wanting to get into this. But you can etch anything. I mean, I'm not sure really how stainless works or any of that. I know if it's galvanized, you're probably not going to be able to do it either. Just for the fact of, you know, that galvanization is on the top of it. But we're going to take and peel off our sticker. And see, it's just a one-time use sticker. Trust me, stickers aren't that expensive. Now what I do is I take the Windex with ammonia in it, and I'll spray this off, which is basically going to kill the acidity to it. I'll rub this to clean it up. Now, whatever you finished your metal out at, like say you took it out to 200, 300, whatever, you know, on these knives, it's just that way. So what I'll do is I'll take finishing paper, what I used before, and I'll just kind of go over it. And what this is doing is it's just hitting the high spot on the etch. And I use it on 10 amp. They say if you use it on 2 amp, you can get a different result, but this is just what I like. Anyway, look. It's etched in there. I wish this camera would turn around the other way so I could really show you, but see, that logo's etched in there. And you can hang your fingernail on it. I mean, it's deep enough. But that's how you etch steel, with a simple battery charger. And that's it. Anyway, Blacksmithing Works on Facebook. L4 L Quad Ranch, also on Facebook. That's a dashboard to all the things that I do. So thanks for joining in, and y'all have a great day.